Give me a couple seconds, and I'll be right back, guys. I'll be back as soon as I can, guys. Give me 1 second. I got to do a quick thing, and then we'll be back to live to running the live. See who comes in and says, hey, it is Saturday night, November the 27th, 2021. I have totally started to redo the truck. Just so everybody knows, I have chosen not to... Hang on, I'm trying to do a couple things while I'm at it. There we go. All right, now, I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. I got to go get something from outside. Hang on, guys. I'm coming. I'm almost there. All right, guys. I'm here. I don't know who I'm missing. I threw a couple of notifications out there, guys, and I put it out on Facebook. I'm a little early. Hey! How's it going, Sam, Matthew, and Steven? How are we, guys? Chicago, Florida down here, guys. Thanks for coming in. You guys hear me okay? I'm going to go ahead and shut my sound off. I have chosen, I don't know if you guys have been following along on Facebook under Plastic Addictions, but I have chosen to do a whole lot of different things to excuse me, like braces, made some homemade braces there. I've chosen to rip everything apart. So good evening, guys. We are working on the, as you on the screen, AMT Diamond Rio. I was going to go with a full solid green as much as I could, box art, blah, 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 blah. But then you can't show you, but I put a decal down here that didn't match. So, awesome. Thanks, Bubby. So, what I've chosen to do is, because, shout out to my buddy Joe Fritz, I gotta say that, is I've chosen to use a couple of, one of the sets of the humps that Joe Fritz sent me on the Diamond Rio. I had it with the sleeper on it and the cab on it and the humps on it, and I did not like the way it looked with the sleeper on it. So, what I went ahead and did is I removed the cab, I removed the sleeper, I removed the T-tree, I removed and I've primed the humps, and we are going to go with a blackout theme here, I've decided as well. So that means I'm going to be stripping down the bumper as well as the grill as well as the headlights. I'm so used to going over here, guys, I'm sorry, here. I'm going to be blackening out the grill and the headlights on both sides, okay? As well as I have removed all of the stuff that I had glued to the top, you know, the chicken lights, the air conditioner, the horns, I've removed all those and done a kind of a sand on it, made everything smooth. Now what I need to do is just kind of clean it up a little bit, and I need to prime it. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with this, and they're going to be black. So I'm going to do the humps and the roof part top black, as well as blacking out the rest of the stuff that I can. Oh, well, cool. Well, I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with me too, then, Stephen. I do appreciate that. You know, I wasn't sure what I was going to be able to do today. My wife was out Christmas shopping. I had a whole bunch of stuff to do earlier, so I decided to go ahead and pop in here, give you guys an update of what's going on. I am still moving around, and I am still getting my crap together, so I'm still got a little bit of a cough. So, I also dropped my, I dropped it again. But anyways, I dropped my Ford Cobra the other night, so I have to rebuild that. So my shaking hands, and I was moving stuff around and dusting stuff. So, but I have all the parts. Basically, the windshield fell off, one of the exhaust pipes, the hood, that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna be rebuilding that eventually too. I probably won't do that on the show. I'm probably just gonna do that on the back, you know, behind the scenes. Oops. This is kind of my second coat of primer. I am kind of trying to keep it light because I want to sand it down a little bit as well. I also have my brown paper ready, as well as my tape. I'm ready to blacken this thing out. Once I put the cab on and it's all hooked up and said and done, I don't really want to split that, but once I get the cab on, it's all said and done, I will have the humps on, so the humps will be black. The top of the truck will be black, as well as the front grille, as well as the bumper, as well as anything I put on the back. Excuse me. See, I'm still fighting. I thought about pulling the rims off too and blacking them out, but I just figured that's just going a bit too far. That's too much black. So I'm gonna leave the rims all the way around. They're deep forest green, as well as the hood and the cab. I'm only gonna kind of like accent it with black. So basically, we're gonna be having something like this. That should be dry enough. Yep, that's dry enough. I can play with it for a second. All right, so we're gonna have something like this. Only it's gonna be black. So. Yes, this is for the other side. Maybe I can show you the other side. Maybe that'll be better. Here we go. All right, just picture it black instead of the white, guys. So we're going to have something like that. I'm determining right now whether I'm going to close in the top of the frame, the chassis, as well as the sides of the chassis. I haven't decided that yet. So I'm basically going full custom blown out on this thing at this point. I'm also going to be rebuilding the fuel tanks, probably putting blacked out fuel tanks on it as well. The only thing that's really going to be green is the cab, the hood, the slide mount, and the rims. Maybe the air, maybe some of the air compressors or something that you guys will be seeing. But that's where we're at. So I appreciate you guys coming in. If you're not subscribed, which evidently you are, because I don't know if I don't know if you are getting my messages or my excuse me, notifications. I can only give you guys PMs. I can't really see who is getting the notifications. So if you guys don't have your notifications, I'll put them on, because through the holiday season, I will be doing more of this pop-in 30, 45-minute quick things, as well as the 1-hour shows. I've been kind of lagging on those. Haven't felt so great, and I've had a lot to do to catch up on for 10 days of not feeling well. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Sam. I'm thinking that would be the best thing, is to close in the frame, to close in the chassis, to make it look as clean and sleek as possible. This is something, Sam, you saw, I'm sure you were watching, you saw I went a totally different way with it. Once I got the humps, I kept thinking and thinking and thinking, I could make this Diamond Rio really a pretty badass build. So I decided to go a different route. Rather than totally rip apart the whole entire interior and everything, I'm just going to spray the bottom black, get that over with, and spray the top black, get that over. So those will be done. And the humps black. After that, I am going to be blackening out all of the little chicken lights as well. And I'm probably going to go with a green on the chicken lights on the top of the black here, as well as leaving of course, the orange for the lights, okay? So I'll be redoing those as well. So this build is taking me to a totally different thing than we actually started it with. I broke the pipe, the exhaust pipe, so I got to build a new one of those. I'm going to leave the chrome tea tree. Why? I don't know. All right. I am also going to be stripping down the air conditioner back down and blacking it out. So I'm debating on whether to black out the cab skirts that go down here. I'm thinking about blacking those out as well, because I popped them off as well, so I could get a really good bonding on the bottom of the truck thing. I still have to sand this down a little bit and prime it. Still have to sand that down a little bit and prime it, but I did sand these down, and I do have my first coat of primer on them. I'm going to run one more light coat of primer on them, and then I'm going to let them dry for a couple hours, or maybe even till tomorrow, and then I'll come back in and I'll do a light sand. I see a couple of small imperfections that I missed that I need to get off, so I'll be taking care of that as well. You guys can't see them, but trust me, I can. Now, I was debating whether or not to pop the hood off and do the front as well black, the front fenders as well black, but I don't think that would look as good as having just the back end blacked out, as well as just the front end and stuff like that. So I think I might leave the front just to give it the cabin hood connection feel. Hey Jeff, how are you, brother? Oh, Paul, were you on a room, brother? I'm sorry, man. I didn't know you'd be on a room, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't even go check. I popped that notification out there and I ran to YouTube, guys. Like I said, it was one of those, man, you know what, let me just go live and talk to these guys about what I'm actually doing. Paul, you know what I was going with. I was going with box, pretty much close to box art with the Rio, and the more I looked at the Rio and the humps and, you know, what I could do painting and this, that, and the other. So once we talked about blacking it out the other night, I went full blast and I pulled everything back apart. Like I said, I have the humps primed. I need to prime the top. I have it all nice and smooth. I shouldn't be able to see anything wrong with it. And I'm going to go right to the top edge around the roof, all the way around. So they'll be black around here. I'm also going to make a visor that's going to be black, that's sticking off the front. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to do the fenders and have it too much black out front, too much black on top. So I do want to keep that forest green and black theme. I think that's a good way to go, guys. Yeah, well, no, yes and no, Jeff. Yes, I was just about done with it. No, I wasn't fully done with it and happy with it. I don't know who was on. I forget who was on with me the other night, and I was in here just playing around when I didn't feel good, and I started dropping pieces with glue on them all over the top, and I started, you know, I started realizing that the sleeper was a little loose. So once I got the humps, and the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to do a custom job on this. So I'm going to call this one a new rebuilder. How about that, Jeff? We'll call it a new rebuilder. That's all I can say to that. Also, heads up, guys, I don't know which one my wife picked. Next weekend is my birthday. She did flat out tell me that I couldn't go to Amazon, so I'm not allowed on Amazon until after my birthday. So, and she asked me to pick 3 things that I would like for her to grab, 4 things that I would like for my birthday. And I chose, I don't know which for exact she's going to get. It's going to be either the ProStar, the Mercedes-Benz from Revel, Germany, or the police. Oh, I'm sorry, or the fire truck that I showed everybody from Revel, Germany. I'm not sure. I also asked for a set of headsets so I could hear and talk to you guys and maybe get you guys in on some of this, some of these feeds. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush that I was using and go ahead back to priming. My idea is, like I said, to do a bit of a small of a blackout, nothing major. So just wanted to make sure my brush was clean and before I hit the primer again. I'm basically at the priming and rebuilding stage of this. As you see, I have done my sanding. I've done my sanding, I've done my light sanding, I've done my soft sanding. So when I'm done with this primer and I get it, the consistency I want on the actual fenders. Oh, and I'm not doing the insides. I'm not gonna paint the insides. I don't think there's necessity for that. They're not going to be seen once they're on the truck. So basically, I have redone the entire outlook on this truck. So y'all, this one should really come out nice when I'm done. And again, I gotta keep saying it. I thank you very much, Joe Fritz, man. I know you don't do that very often, send out your humps, but I appreciate it, brother. And believe me, I'm loving them. They're gonna look great, and I will be sending you a picture when I am done directly to you, my friend. So I do appreciate it. And I know he doesn't give these things out to most people, so I want to make him proud, make it nice where he thinks it looks great. So I've decided to do a full custom, at least enclosure, I guess is what you would call it, because I'm just closing in the chassis, as well as the wheels. So I am just, I don't know, last night I was sitting around watching TV, and I saw this Peterbilt on TV, and it had the blacked out, I was watching YouTube, and it had the blacked out front end, it had the blacked out grill, it had the blacked out pipes, which I've also got my pipes, guys. I decided, for those of you who haven't seen it, I decided to do a full custom pipe job as well, which I've already started. So what I decided and came up with is dual pipes, but dual pipes only on one side. So I've created the dual pipes already. I'm not ready to hook them up yet, but that's basically the dual pipes that I have so far. There will also be black. So they'll be in here. On this, you'll be able to see. So I'm hoping it's going to come out good. I'm sorry, man, you guys. I should pay attention to more what's going on. I apologize, guys. I really didn't. I really don't ever want anybody to, to leave something they're already doing to come here, babe. That would have been fun. You guys could have watched it later, gentlemen. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out and talking to me. But if you guys were busy already doing something, I don't expect you guys to drop and run, man. I really don't. I do appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I love when you guys come in and I can talk to you and kind of give you an idea of what I'm thinking. Y'all can tell me, that's messed up, or you know what, that's, a good idea, and that kind of stuff. So, but I am dropping my last coat of primer on this. So tomorrow's video not only will be about the tank, the M41 on the Model Asylum, but I'll probably pop in a little bit of what's going on with this in there as well, just to get it out there in the Model Asylum as well. So I think I'm about done with the primer on this. I'm just trying to cover it. It was already gray. I'm just trying to cover it so that the black looks really, really nice and smooth. Like I said, I will do a bit of light sand on it to where I smooth everything out. But there's basically one of them ready to rock and roll. So it's going to look outstanding when I'm done. No. I don't mean to override you, brother. I don't. I didn't know what she was doing, what was going on. But you can't say that I didn't tell, because I told Robin, I think I told you I was thinking about going on. All right, so let's see. Let me go ahead and drop the second coat on this one, and then I'll get to the roof. I'm going to go ahead and prime over the paint on the roof because I sanded it down enough, and I've roughed it up enough to where I think I can do so. It'll also show my imperfections that I got to fix up. So I'm going to be doing that as well here. But like I said, I wanted to come in and give you guys and show you guys. So I won't keep you long then. You guys can go back to your room. Go to your room. Were you on the Model Asylum or TMA, brother? Paul? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't get to theme on the Model Asylum today. I'm sorry. I realized that I did it for TMA this morning or this afternoon and didn't do it for the PAA, and didn't do it for the Model Asylum. That's my bad as an admin. I should have just done them both while I was sitting there at the same time, and I didn't. I said, I'll catch that one after I'm done with the stuff. But I got my back porch half emptied out, got all my tools back organized, got all my Christmas stuff out that the wife wanted me to get out. And I don't mean to bug you about doing things, Paul, either, just so you know. That's nowhere near my intent, is to, you do what you want to do when you want to do, brother. If I mention it and you don't want to do it, hey, that's fine, bro. I can handle it. I can handle it. All right, so now I am thinking that I'm going to get enough coat on here for the prime. Let it sit for a couple hours, and I will probably go ahead and slightly sand it. I'm not going to be able to paint them until tomorrow, because of course it's getting dark out now. But I don't know, guys. I just totally changed. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, I was done with everything I had to do. I sat down and started looking at the build, and I was like, you know what? That would look really cool if I did it like that Peterbilt I saw last night. So my parts started falling off the truck. I didn't do it. They just fell off the truck, just so you know. No, sir, we are not definitely trying to get rid of you. I would never do that. Well, maybe. All depends on what I got planned. Just so you guys know, Mom ever comes out in a nude, y'all are done. Okay, you were on the asylum? Okay, cool. I'm glad to hear that. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and drop the prime on the roof to get the roof back into shape. I got it all the way down on the windows, so I should not be able to have any problem with making a nice straight line right across the top of the truck. And I really do want to put a nice black visor on the front of it. So again, I'm brushing on the primer just so I don't have to set up all my spray booths and stuff. And I don't really have any spray primer. So I'm going to knock this out real quick with a light coat just to get her started. Then I'll come back in and smooth it out with a bigger, thicker coat. And then when it dries off tomorrow, guys, I will go ahead and paint it and I'll pop in. I am going to do a show, but it's probably going to be later in the evening and the afternoon on TMA, the Model Asylum, guys. So everybody knows. So I will be doing a show tomorrow because I want Sarge to, I want to go back to build with Sarge and the tank. So it's the M41. So, all right. So there's the first smooth coat out there. So we're gonna set that there for now. I don't know if you guys can see that. I got, see, there you go. Okay, now you guys can see it. I have to do a second coat on it. I'm trying to cover up the green. Not that it mattered because I am doing another dark color right over top of it. So. You know, you're a pain in my ass, Paul, little bit. I still love you though, brother. I still love you. Even though you're mean to me half the time, I still love you, Paul. This was mostly empty. This is now all the parts for the truck. As I said, I'm pulling everything back off all the way down to the chassis and engine and tires. So, all right. So now, next time we do this, it will have a black roof and black, excuse me, humps, Humpty Dumpties. Let's see, what else am I going to do? That was it. So I can clean this off for now, put this in the cleaner, and I want to go to my black, and I want to kind of touch up what the chassis is. I'm not going to do major sand job on the chassis. I didn't use that much glue. There's not a lump. This kind of got chewed up somehow from the, but that's okay. I'll be covering that in. So I want to pop this off. There we go. Okay, there we go. Fifth wheel off. And I need my styrene down here somewhere. There it is. All right. So now, what am I going to do? I'm going to close this in. Close this in. Excuse me. So we got to close this in somehow to make it look proper. Okay. So I do believe that's a start, because now I should still be able to get the fifth wheel right over top of that. Yeah. Thinking I need to do wider. I'm thinking I really need to go ahead and go wider because it will go up underneath the bracket. So let me go for a little bit wider here. So yeah, I do believe that would be a lot better to close that in like that. But the humps, once they get dry, I'll get a little bit more mock-up of it. Oh, Walmart. My Walmarts never have it down here, man, Steven. Never. The super Walmart I have around the corner from me never has any model kits. Nothing for models. I mean, I'll go look. Of course, if you know, like I said, it's the holidays, so they may change up just because of the holidays. But yeah, they normally don't have anything down here for me. I do Hobby Lobby or Amazon. So, you know, that's basically where I'm at. Yeah, okay, so that's a good one. All right, so now I'm just going to touch up the black where the white is on the chassis. I'm just going to blacken it in because I am going to close it off, and I want it to stay nice and neat. Like I said, I will be blackening in a lot of the... Now, I'm trying to determine, should I go black? Yes, this is, by the way, this is spray paint from this can that I put in a bottle. There's a video on how to do that, which is not that hard, guys. You guys all you guys should automatically already know how to do that. So, but if you want to check out how I do it, go to the videos and look for the one with the, it actually says it on it. So, check out the title. All right, so I think once I close it in, yeah, that ought to do it. So, the only problem with this paint, doing it this way, is sometimes it feels really loose or really light, but then you notice that you got a little darker than you wanted. So, a little darker, a little too much paint on it, should I say. All right, so that needed a little bit of touch up as well. Also trying to give it that little bit of a, on the chassis, a little bit of a rough look, like it's got an undercoating, because down here all these trucks get undercoatings. This is for the salt water. All right, so there's that one. What do I got on that side? I got anything? Oh, yeah. All right, so let's lift it up and flip it around. We'll do this, and then I'll cut the pieces up. It'll give this a chance to set up. I'm really only doing the side of the chassis stuff. Alright, that takes care of that. Alright, so that takes care of that from the sanding when I pulled the bottom of the cab off. I'm probably not going to prime the bottom of the cab. There's no sense in it. But I am going to blacken it in. So, alright, so it looks like we got almost ready for the second prime. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say I'd love to be able to walk into one of my Walmarts and go, damn, I got a good kit, but it's never happened down here, man, Steven. Believe me, I wish it would. All right, so let's see. I'm going to eyeball this first because I want to make it a little bigger so I can cut it down. So let's see. We're going to need about 1.5 of those. So let's set this to the side. We'll cut this out first. So I hate to say this to you guys, I really do, but we will be working on this for another week now that I've decided to do this. Oh man, look at that. That is like perfect. All right, cool. All right, cool. So we do that, and we get it there. Okay, get my pen. All right. Oh man, what happened? Oh man, my pen's out of ink. I love this pen. Here we go. Got a flow. I was just dried up on you from sitting wrong. All right, here we go. That's my best pen, man. I use it to mark all my stuff. Gotta go get me another one. It's a fine tip liquid ball or whatever the heck it was called. My wife found it somewhere. She said, this ought to work on your styrene, on your plastic. I was like, yeah, it should. Oh, yep, see, there we go. All right, there we go, see? And that's why I like it. You can't see it. Aha. All right, so now I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along that line because it's going to be too big anyway. And that's going to leave me enough to do the sides with this one sheet. And I can't guarantee this sucker's going to be straight, guys, but I'm trying. Right on the line. See it? All right, now, which one is it? That's going to be this one. All right. So, trim it down just a little bit, but that's kind of what we're going for, only with a black. What do you think? Close that in. The cab will be sitting up here. Close it all the way underneath the cab, and then close in the sidewalls as well. I'm debating because of the humps. Are they dry enough for me to touch? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, this was dry enough for me to at least touch and handle. All right, so basically, that's what I'm going with. So 1, 2, yep. So these are both dry enough to touch already. See, that's got that tester primer. It's pretty quick. All right. So basically, that's what I'm kind of going for. Something of that nature, but it's not white, it's black, and that hopefully will be able to show up on pictures better. Yes, everything lines up perfectly when it comes to me putting the hood up there right now. It's not lining up just due to it's not glued or nothing. Right, is that the right one? No. Is that the right one? Yes. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the second coat of primer on this. Get that done. Those are primed out and ready to roll. All right, Steven, thanks for coming in and hanging out, brother. I really do appreciate it. Please brother. Get that notification on, man, so you know when I'm back on. Thanks again for coming in, pal. Yeah, I only want to kind of like sand it lightly with some like wet sandpaper, but not wet and dry, just to get some of the lines out, make it smoother, so that when I put the spray coat on it, it lays down right. And see, now you can't see that I had anything on there. And you'll never know, you'll never tell. So once I put the black on there, it should look pretty good. So we're good. We're starting it off totally different. I'm glad you guys came in to check it out, though. Yes, there's actually on these, he sent me humps that actually have, see them? They have the 3 holes. Those are light holes. Those are for lights. They're actually indented inside the actual mold. So I'm just gonna put red leave the inside hole white and then put red around it so it kind of stands out. Yes. So basically, yes, I am. I just realized that there's some black showing up right there, or some gray showing up right there. I missed the spot. There we go. Oh man, I'm so glad. Oh my god, I'm so glad that had the lid on it. Oh my god. All right, so next up, I'll be sanding down the gas tanks. So we'll be sanding down the gas tanks, repriming them. I will be closing in the entire side of the chassis. I think that would be a good idea and a very cool idea. I can literally get the piece all the way down. So that's pretty cool. You know, let me give you guys a quick look at that. That's kind of what I'm going for, something similar to that. You won't see the chassis. You won't see the chassis at all. Of course, I'll be cutting it up. Of course, I'll be cutting it all the way up to here where the chassis is. Only be a short line all the way back. But that sat right down between the wheels. That's what I wanted it to do. I'm not going to glue it because I could glue it to the actual back case. I might just to lift the whole thing off. I don't know. Just to be able to lift the whole thing off and look at the chassis. But that's basically where we're at. So that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and trim the pieces down the way I want them now. To the size that I want them, because I do want it to go at the same time that it goes all the way down to the, is that the drive, what is that, the axles? Yeah, just sitting on the axles. I don't want it to sit on the axles either. So to make it look right, I am just going to put it on just the chassis. I'm not going to make it go down, and then I'll have to, once I paint it all black, you won't notice a little bit of a gap there, which is pretty cool, actually. I can run wires or something there to run lights. All right, so that's basically what I'm trying to go with, guys. I didn't like the way it sit. It just didn't sit right, Sam. You know, the more I looked at it, the more I didn't like the way it looked. It was just me. It really was. I don't know if it, you know, if they did something different to it or something, but it really was just me, I think. So I'm debating if I need to. Do I really need to do that? I really want to put all the way in the front, all the way in the back. So we need to make that come flat down. So yes. So we need to do that. So we need to do that. I need to bring this up to here into place. Let's do this. That's what we'll do. We'll do this. We'll hold it into place there. We'll hold it into place there. So that's where it's going to go with the chassis back on the back, and that's what's going to go in the chassis on the front. So where's my pen? What do I do with my pen, guys? There it is. Alright, so basically, you know what I'm gonna do? I got an idea. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back to you. Alright, now we're cruising. Yeah, okay, well this is the frame to the KW925 chassis. I stretched it 4 inches. So that build's coming up too. I'm also going to, I don't have the cab and the hood and everything, but I'm going to put all the accessories and stuff on. I already stretched it 4 inches, that's waiting out for bearings, as well as the Mercedes, and I think it's the ProStar or the fire truck. It's going to be 1 or 2 of the 3 of those that I'll be having for next weekend. So the ProStar, the Mercedes, what is it, M3, or the fire truck. I'll have 1 of those. So that'll be a new build coming up. All right, so that didn't work with what I wanted it to do. So let me check I'm pretty sure I have a chassis piece in here. Clear, clear. That's the height of chassis right there. I knew I had something, because this literally goes perfectly with the chassis. See these roller pieces of plastic rollers I found? They're like half circles. They're pretty cool to use for because they are exact size for the side of the chassis. So I'm just going to put this into place and draw me a line and then cut it. Okay, that's right, that's right, that's right. Okay, so that one. And I'm just going to cut the whole length, and then I'll cut it down to go around the cab mount. Cut it to go around the cab mount. So this is how you close in a trailer, guys. Well, this is how I close in a trailer. I'm sure there are other ways that people probably say it's a lot easier to do than I'm doing it. But me, I'm not that great at it. If you want to see somebody who really closes in trailers and makes them look super nice, go over to Joe Fritz's How to Customize Scale Models. He does some great freaking work over there, man. I am very much impressed with that man's work. All right, so here we go. Chassis side. Again, I'm not positive that this is the way I'm going with this, so this might be a waste of time, but I'm thinking that this is the way I want to go with it, if I can get it to work right. Again, I want to go through here, drop it down into there. I only wanted the height and the length of the chassis. All right, just a bit over. Cool, just exactly what I wanted. Perfect, just a bit over the bottom. That comes into there. The only problem I'm having right here right now is I have to make these shapes or cut this up because of the actual springs in the back. So what I'm going to choose to do is mark it off. So I want it to go right to that. I'm going to mark it off, and I'll cut that piece there. So I'll mark it off there. So it's here. That's not quite exactly where I want it. Hang on. It's more like here. Alright, so now I'm just going to find that. Go straight across with it. Alright, so now there's one. And it's going to be painted black. After I prime it. Okay, so that fit perfectly between the cab mount and the first spring. And it's still in the wheel hump still hide the. Okay, cool. So now I need one in between the two, which I know is going to be. Let's see it first. So we're going to put that one there. Move that back. I need my light now. For some reason it just got dark. Oh, cool. I'm glad. I'm glad. Like I said, I got the I'm hoping I'm going to get the Mercedes too. Or either one, at least. So, but I thought that was pretty cool. She said just go ahead and find a couple of things that I wanted, and she'd pick for me, so I'm cool. She knows I like rigs, so I know she'll do at least one rig. I'm not even positive she'll do the... I'm not positive she'll do the fire truck, but she might because I got the other two up here. Alright, so now we got that. So what I'm going to do with this piece, as opposed to putting it on the chassis, I'm going to put this piece in here, on this piece right here, back piece right here, to hide the back portion when I put it down on it. So that'll all get painted as one piece because actually it fit right in there perfectly. So there, I want to do that. So that's going to sit like that. This one will come into here like so. Oh, wrong one. It's got to be one of these other ones. Yep, this one. This one will come in here like so. So I know you guys can't see it yet, but when I'm done, when I glue it to the side, you guys will see it in a minute. And then I'm going to do the full cover back. I think it was this one. It was the smaller one, right? Yeah, this is the smaller one. So basically, we're going to have something of this nature, because that's going to go right up underneath the cab, because the cab goes back here. So I'm going to close it all in two. If you guys can see that or not. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to close it all in two, so that's why I made it a little bigger. Okay, that's why I made the cut a little bit bigger for the base here. Which is that one or this one? It's this one that I'm going to cut down again. Okay. All right, so basically that's what we're going to have when we're done. I don't know, my fingers are in the way, guys. Here, something of that nature. No, it's not perfect on there. It's not glued on it, but that's what I'm going for. So you guys can see all that's. I'll get that out of the way for you guys to be able to see better. There you go. How about that? So I will be gluing that onto that. And we will have a fully closed in chassis. And then this I will be sanding off the bottom of the little pins, and I'll just put this right on top of that. And that should look pretty gnarly. It really should look pretty gnarly, guys. Something of that nature with the cab and everything else should look good. So alright, so we got that covered. So now, once we're done with the next side, so we got those 3 pieces cut. One. Oops. Yep, my wheel came off because I loosened them up so I could play with the chassis stuff. So basically I'm going to put a piece here, like that, and then there's going to be a smaller piece. I don't know what I just did with it. There's going to be a smaller piece. Oh, here it is. Be a smaller piece in between the tires here, in between the springs. It's going to go right down into there. And then I'll have another piece that comes back into here that goes on this side of the spring and closes it off. Then I will use the top piece and glue everything together so that it sits down on top of it like a box. So basically I'm going to be gluing this to this, like this, and then letting it sit down as a box. So, but yes, I did remove one of the tires earlier, so, and I haven't glued it back on yet because I didn't want to push the little pin too far, axle. Alright, so that's where we're at, guys. Like I said, I wanted to come in and show you guys, but my idea wasn't what I wanted to do. Now, if I can get all of this idea that I have in my head, in my brain as picture onto this actual build, I will be very, very ecstatic, and you guys know me. So, that was a chassis for a truck. I know, chassis or frame, it don't matter, same thing, I know. But I have a habit of correcting myself when I think I just misspoke. Alright, so that's gone now, I don't need that anymore. Alright, so we have enough to do. And these things are pretty cool. I even thought about using these as like the rounded edge. As a rounded edge for the sides of a front chassis. That would look really cool with a tubed edge instead. So, but I think I'm going to use this to do the rear bumper, to be able to put lights on it after I put the rest of the stuff together. Our next video, guys, will definitely be working on this. I know you guys are looking forward to other builds, but I decided, I guess, I didn't have enough stuff to do, so I decided to open up a whole new can of worms. We still have to finish the Freightliner camper. I haven't finished that one yet. That's a scratch up that I'm doing. A bash scratch. So, but I need to put these back on here. So that's my idea, guys. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to look good? Yeah, nope, I agree, Jeff. It is period correct. I was just looking at the commenting. Finally started looking at the commenting. But I like the way it looks without. I mean, I really do. I like the way it looks without it. You know, especially if I'm going to close the rear end and do all that. The sleeper comes way back here, man. You know, to me it didn't look right. So, and I finally got the hood to open and close properly, guys. Yay! So that's all fixed up now. So we got that. I just need to, like I said, paint the top of this, paint these, and build the box for around, and then I can just add the stuff back to it a little bit at a time. But tomorrow's video will be a little bit of this, as well as I am going to be doing. Where'd it go? Ah! Oh, there it is. The M41 Bulldog with Sarge, hopefully. So that'll be on tomorrow on to Model Asylum, sometime in late afternoon, just so everybody knows is when I'll be doing it. So I wanted to come in and do a pop-up on an hour show. So I'm gonna, run in a couple of minutes, let you guys go back to your rooms. I just wanted you guys to see where I was at, and at least come out here and say thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I've been watching your posts and stuff, squeezing in and out when I can. Mama's got me pretty busy so far, though, with all the Christmas stuff that we're doing. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pop this and show you guys kind of what it's going to look like when I'm done with it. So I can go ahead and pop that right down the middle so the engine fits in there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I want that black anyway in that spot right there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so once I get the engine and everything in, as you can see, once I get the cab on, and I get everything all closed up, it's going to look pretty sharp, guys. What do you think? This is basically my idea. Now, it will be standing up a little bit more, so you won't be able to see the edges of the humps like you do now. It'll be standing up to where it's closed in, kind of like that. Okay, so basically you won't see these little edges inside the. So, but not bad. I think it's going to look great, guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in. Again, like, subscribe, share, follow, hit that notification so you know when I'm actually doing stuff like this. And I hope to see you guys again on the next one. But there's basically what we're going with, guys. I kind of mocked it up so you can kind of see where I'm going with. Hey, Dave! All right, so that's basically, I decided that it would look a lot better as a little bit of a custom job. So, at this point, I'm almost wishing I would have stretched the chassis back to here at this point. But nope, I'm not going to do it. 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 Watch sometime in the next couple of shows, I'll have the chassis cut in half. But this was, you're right, Jeff, it was 98% done. I only had a few things left to do on it. But I want to go ahead and paint the black. Like I said, I want all this black. I am going to keep the yellow to give it kind of that splash of yellow. So I'm going to keep the yellow stripe on the front. I don't know if I'll put a yellow stripe down the middle or down the side or something, but there'll also be a little bit of a yellow, some kind of a yellow back here. The tea tree will sit somewhere like in here, something of that nature. It will also be black. So like I said, also here we go with the fifth wheels where it's going to go. Kind of look at you guys, let you guys see what kind of we're going to be looking at, kind of. All right, something similar to that, guys, is what I'm going with. All right. Again, I don't know what possessed me to rip this whole thing apart when I was 98% done with it, but I chose to. I'm also going to blacken that out as well as blacken out the hood and the front grille and the bumper. So it will be black and green with just a little bit of yellow line on it. So, but it is going to go back together easily because I know where everything goes and everything went together before. I have the battery boxes. I'm going to leave the battery boxes green. I'm going to do the tanks green, I think, instead of black. I think would give it a little bit more of a combination of black. I don't know. That might look pretty good black. All right, we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm keeping them green or painting them black. Either way, you guys will see what I do. I have the mirrors to put on. I have lighting. And my idea came with all these little lighting. See all these little brake things that go on your brakes? They went on the backs of the brakes. They kept falling off on me, so I didn't use them. I used this row, but I didn't use the other. I was thinking on painting them a really bright fluorescent orange and putting them down the side. Kind of something down the side of the piece of plastic. You can't see it yet because it's all white. Sorry. I'm going to shut this off for a second so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I want to put lights all through here. Yeah, see, you're exactly, Matthew. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking too as well. It just made it with the sleeper here. I got it right here with the sleeper on it, and you know what I mean. And you had to do. They wanted you to use these stands and stuff like that, so the sleeper never matched the cab with it. So, but see what I mean? It looks too cramped. There's no movement out here. I mean, you really to have a truck on this thing, you'd have to move your fifth wheel way back here. You know, just to give it the front end pitch. Especially if you think about, you know, putting the tea tree in and the lines in and any headache rack or anything of that nature. So yep, this will be the second one I didn't put the sleeper on. I also did not put the sleeper on my Western Star, which is the same sleeper that I did my white Western Star. It's the same sleeper. I did not put the one on that one either. I didn't like it either. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. That would look great. Just around the edge of the wheel wells. Right, correct. A thin yellow line. Very good. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. But again, you know, I'm sorry about that, guys. But I decided that, you know, I didn't like the way it was coming out. So we're going to be stuck with this build for a while. I do have some new builds coming up. You guys should know. Everybody should know that that's been in here. Not only do I have the 32 Gangbusters build Imperial 8, I have a Jeep, as well as I have a state truck to come up to build, and whatever I get for my birthday in these next few days. So as well as finishing this off, the Ford off that I got sitting over here. I got to finish that off. And just put the lights on the Lightning. I finished the Lightning off. I just have to put the lights in the bumper on, the back bumper on. So the Lightning is done. Just the back bumper and lights is all I have left to do on it. And the lights in the front. That's it. So I've been working, guys. I've been working on it here and there late at night. When I get up in the middle of the night, I try to sleep. Most nights, I can't, so I get up and maybe do 30 minutes here, and that's 30, 45 minutes of something, and then I go to bed. And, you know, I don't want to bother you guys at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when you're, you know, 2 or 3 hours behind me, and that gives you guys, you know, you guys just went to bed or whatever, and I don't want to. So I don't usually do anything or film it or nothing. I just kind of sit here and play. Again, I'm going to also have to Ford now to repair the stupid Cobra. Windshield, everything came out. But that's not going to be too bad of a problem. I also got to put my brake things on. Maybe I will, now that I'm doing all this, maybe I will put my brake things on. My brake bags. All right, guys. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It didn't look right, so. But I figure this is going to look outstanding. I'm really going to like this, the way this is going to come out. I think this is going to look outstanding. I really do. Once it's all said and done and all glued together, and I got, you know, the cap I can lift on and off to see the chassis. Maybe I'll run brake lines in the back or something. I don't know. I'm definitely going to put electrical air lines and brake line on the back end here. So, but this is basically where we're kind of going with. Like I said, I wasn't sure exactly where I was going when I sat down here and I started ripping it apart. But the more I started playing with it, you know, just like any other model that you build, you decide to customize it. You know, one thing will turn into another, will turn into another, will turn into another. I'm really thinking that's why I like plastic so much, is that you can do so much with it. And again, I appreciate Joe Fritz. I also have my other, by the way, I put the other set of humps, Mr. Fritz, on my matte cruise liner, the one that's got my bulldozer and the lowboy on it. I put them on there. I'm going to paint them yellow for that one. So that'll all be done. I am going to attempt to make some more of my own, so that I have more to put on my other trucks. Because I have 3 other trucks that I'd like to put them on. I'd really like a set for the car carrier. My goodness, International 4300. I like to put a set on that. So I'm going to try my hand at it. But I think this is going to be pretty outstanding when I'm done. We cut everything down and get it all into place. I really am liking the way that's looking. The picture that you guys are getting on the side over there, I'm liking the way that's looking. So that's going to be pretty sharp. And I will make it one piece so I can lift all of it off and back on. Okay. The humps will probably not be glued on the chassis. They'll be glued onto the piece of siding that I put on there, so that they all come up and down with it. So that's the idea, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I just wanted to come in and say thank you very much for everybody always following and taking care of making sure you come see me and say hi. I appreciate you guys. Anytime you guys take time out of your day, that's an amazing thing to me, that you took time out of your day for me. Regardless of what Paul says, it's not all about me. I'm trying to do what about for you guys. Give you more plastic to show. Monday, I will have the menu for the Model Asylum back up. For any of you newbies that watch this on the YouTube or on the Facebook, you will be tagged in that menu probably the very first day I put it back out, which is going to be like Monday. So, yeah, there's nothing you can't do. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing you can't do. And I broke the dang mirror off my dang tractor for my cruise liner. So I got to glue that back on. But I appreciate you guys coming in. I do. You guys go have your room. I'll try my best to pop in later on if I can. But I'm going to get back to work on the house before my wife gets home and says, what else did you do? Which she probably won't do, but I know she's all shopping her butt off, so I want to get as much done as I can and ready for Christmas. But this is the base idea with black, guys. Just I think it's going to look pretty dang sharp, especially considering I'm going to do the roof black, and it's just going to throw the flow towards the back. I also thought about putting a wind dam on the top of it. I have a wind dam over here. And I also thought about using a little bit of chrome. I have a chrome plate that actually came with it. So I might use a chrome plate across it. Something in here like so. But I think that would throw off the black. I think that would just throw it all off. So I might not do that. It can always be used for something else. Again, oh, you know what I can use it for? I was just thinking about that. Is it going to work? I can make a small light bar for it with it. Or a directional. Oh, you know, your directional, left or right. So anyway, again, there ain't nothing you can't do with it if you put your mind to it. So like I said, on one hand, I apologize for redoing a rig that we just got done with, and I'm back visiting it, and this is what we're gonna finish till we're done. But on the other hand, I'm not, because it gives you guys content, gives you guys something to do, and gives you guys something to think about on doing your stuff. Again, thanks to Joe Fritz for the humps. Give my buddy Dave a yell out, Dave Winter. Okay, I'll do my best to do so, brother. All right, so I'm only going to be another 5 minutes, so I do appreciate you guys. Paul, I'm sorry I didn't know you were in a room, brother. I would have never done it if I had checked. I should have checked. That's my fault. I won't do that again. I'll make sure to check if anybody's in the room. I don't want you guys to stop what you're doing and come running over here to YouTube or the other Facebook group or whatever. I want you guys to enjoy. Paul is awesome. He's doing a great job with these rooms, and you guys jumping into these rooms and keeping people active are a great thing in my stead. I appreciate it a lot, but that's what a group and family is supposed to do. We're supposed to keep everybody in, everybody in our minds and on our hearts. Believe me, all day long, I kept telling my wife when I saw her before she left this morning that I really, really, really wanted to get in here and do this and show you guys, so that sometime this evening I was going to be going live. She said, okay, I'm going to be extremely late, so go do what you want to do. So I said, okay. So I finished up what she asked me to do, and now I'm sitting here doing this for a while. I'm going to go have a cigarette. I may join you in that room, Paul. I appreciate it. You guys have a great night. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, share. Give me a comment. Let me know how you think I'm doing. So let me know if you guys are enjoying the videos. And if you haven't watched one of our first videos and been way back 10 months ago when we started this, go check out our first videos, and you guys will see a difference, I'm sure, as I do. I am not as worried about the screen. I'm more free to talk to you guys. You guys can ask me whatever you want, and I'll blurt it right out. I appreciate that, Paul. I do. And Jeff as well. You guys have a great night, okay? Matthew, thank you for coming in. Dave, Jeff, everybody, man, you guys are awesome for jumping in here. Sam, man, I didn't forget you, my brother. Steven, I appreciate you. I know you took off, but that's cool. I appreciate it. Anybody else that I'm missing too, guys? That's it, guys. I'm so honored that you guys would come hang out with me for a little while. But I did want to do at least 1 hour show tonight, and we're about, 56 minutes, so I'm going to let you guys run. I appreciate you guys more than you know. I love you guys, and I hope you're going to enjoy this build. I hope you think it looks as good as I do when I'm done with it. You guys have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow at the Model Asylum for the M41 and a little bit more of our cruise liner. Oh my gosh, a little bit more of our Diamond Rio here. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have all this stuff painted up, because my wife will sleep in, and I'll be able to build this really late tonight. Maybe if I go on, I'll yell at you guys when I go on, when I build the box back here. And once I build the box back here, I'm pretty much ready to paint everything and get it put back on and get this puppy back together. So, but that's kind of basically what I'm kind of going for, guys, what you're seeing here. The custom box in the back. I am going to make a custom light bar out of the 50/50 bar that I have here. So that will be a custom light bar to go along with the lights that are already on the back of the truck, back of the fenders. So, which should really look cool. Once if I cut it complete and go all the way down the sides, it'll look really cool. Guys, have a good night. I'm out of here. I do, bro. I do appreciate it, guys. All right, guys, go play in your room. I'll see if I can jump in a little while. Like, subscribe, share for all. I appreciate everybody. It's awesome that you guys don't drop what you're doing. PM me and tell me that you guys are in a room, and I'll alleviate. Maybe I'll just come into the room and pick on you guys there. But you guys don't have to go running because I said I'm going to do something. You don't have to do that, guys. I don't expect any of you guys to do that. Although I am humbled and honored that you did do that, you don't have to do that kind of guys. Just say, hey, I'm in a room, I'm doing a room. Can you do it later? Or hey, I'm in a room, come join us, something of that nature, and I won't do it. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here.